What's up, everybody? Welcome to Superchain Demo Day, where we give projects building on the Superchain ecosystem a chance to come and show off what they're building. So how this works, today we have 4 projects presenting. We'll give each project 10 minutes to show their demo. If there are any questions, you can post those questions in the Twitter thread that we're live streaming from, and then we'll take another 5 minutes at the end of each presentation to ask the projects those questions, get them answered for you. All right, so without further ado, I will hand it over to Mitch from DVouch.
Thanks, Jesse. Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me to come and demo DVouch. So DVouch is, as you can see on the screen, on-chain vouching via attestations. What the heck does that mean? So what I want to focus on is a problem that I've noticed voting on things, donating to projects is, I think it's very, very hard for people to gather the necessary context in order to donate or allocate capital with the best conscience. So it's very hard to know all of the projects that are building in the ecosystem, understand the value that they're creating, how long they've been around, are they a scam? So we're trying to solve that problem with DVouch. What DVouch is doing is leveraging the collective knowledge of reputable organizations in our beautiful Ethereum ecosystem and allowing members of those organizations to vouch for projects that are looking for funding. So on the DVouch page, you can see there is a whole bunch of projects from various different places. DVouch is actually gathering all of the projects that are from Gitcoin, from Giveth, all of the applicants from Retrofunding 4, and even you can see the applicants from Retrofunding 5. And we're constantly updating the list. So as new people are applying for new retrofunding rounds, new projects getting made on Giveth, the list is being updated. And all you're doing in here is you're going through the list. You're looking for projects that maybe you know. I mean, we can look at, for example, DAppNode here. I know DAppNode, and if I'm part of an organization, for example, maybe I belong as a retrofunding badge holder, I can go in here and I can vouch for this project because I can say, I know DAppNode, I know that they're trustworthy, I know that they're creating value. And then all I do is I go in and then I attest, and then I could even add a comment. DAppNode is awesome. And then you just issue an on-chain attestation on Optimism saying that you vouch for this project. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get all this collective knowledge of saying, you know, I have a lot of context on the ecosystem, so I know a lot of these projects. I'm sure lots of other people do. And then we're vouching for these. And then when it comes around to people having to make decisions on like, okay, whether they allocate capital to this project in Retrofunding 5 or whether they donate to this project on Giveth, they can go and they can look at who has vouched for this project, what organization they belong from. So maybe they're a Gitcoin passport holder, they're part of the Giveth team, and they can look at all this data and they can use it to inform their decisions of allocating capital. The other side of this is very interesting, is that on top of vouching, you can also flag. So let's look at Retrofunding 5. Just, you know, this is all public data here. There's no alpha leak or anything, but you can see some of the applicants here, like maybe they look a little bit fishy. We can take this one. So, you know, monsters on base. I'm like, Retrofunding 5, not sure. And so you can even go in here and you can flag these projects and you can choose to be a part of a certain organization. You can go in here, you can flag it. Maybe we say, oops, we want to leave a reason here. We'd say, looks fishy. And then we flag that project there. Similarly, flags as well as vouchers all show up on the app. You can see here at the bottom, it says flagged by. You can see which groups and how many people from each of those groups have flagged a project. If you don't belong to a organization, no problem. Let me just switch my wallet here and we'll go to my DGen wallet. But let's say I don't belong to any group here and I just vouch, no problem. Even if you don't belong to a group, you can still participate in devouch. And I can also say looks fishy too, as another address. And it'll even let you participate that way. So there's various different ways. The main thing that we're looking for is that you're part of an organization that like carries some weight to it. And how we do that actually is we look also at on-chain attestations issued on the Optimism network. So usually, for example, um, the Optimism organization issues attestations um, certifying that certain addresses are belonging to one of their internal or one of their like subgroups. And then we're able to look at that attestation data and then able to understand if a certain address belongs to a given or even several different organizations. Um, the really cool thing about devouch is also that we have a lot of ways for people to integrate it. There's some docs here. I should probably mention also devouch is built by the Giveth team, so a little bit biased here, but it's okay. We started working on this back in like April, May, sort of, as part of a grant from the Optimism Foundation to promote the use of attestations. So we built this with that in mind. We're also going to be integrating this into Giveth. That was kind of like the idea of the whole thing, is that Giveth could use it for decentralizing its project verification. But we also found that there's a very relevant application in the retro funding program as well. So that was kind of the inspiration. However, that's just the beginning of the opportunity, because there's lots and lots of ways that other programs or applications or even like researchers can use devouch to inform their own users or even for their own research purposes. So on top of that, we have some pretty good documentation. We have, I don't know if this is the right time to get into the technical, but I'll dip my toes in it a little bit. If you're looking to integrate devouch, it's very easy. The EAS SDK is very easy for people to use. We have all of the schemas are public. All of the information is obviously on chain, so it's very easy for you to figure out how to integrate issuing devouch attestations on your application. And also, if you're looking to get information about attestations that are using devouch, we have a GraphQL endpoint. So really, I think of this devouch thing as like a very, very exciting demo. But I think the main opportunity with devouch is that people can use this application that we built into various different places. So, for example, Giveth is already using it. We're experimenting ways that can become part of the retro funding processes. And I mean, there's obviously an opportunity for Gitcoin to use it for their own processes as well, or even apps that do analytics on these applications as well can integrate devouch. So that's what we're building. We're still going hard on it. If there's any organizations that you think would be useful to add into the application for us to track, it's very easy to do so. Just DM me. I can guide you guys through the process. I think my Twitter handle is there. My DMs are open. So yeah. How are we doing for time, Jesse?
Perfect. All good. Yeah, very good demo as well. I like the kind of feature that you can flag or vouch for applications. Because maybe if you flag an application and you put like not just it's fishy, but like some more elaborate reason, like why you think it's suspicious, that could possibly sway some voters. I'd like to get your take on this. The only thing that I don't know about is if people are flagging an application, how willing they'll be, or if they'll want to be kind of identified, because it's like that could have some blowback.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's also good because you're kind of like, if you're going to flag for something, you kind of have to be more thoughtful about it. Maybe you'll take some more time to make a better comment that like clarifies why you're flagging it, and then you can give context to the project as well, saying like, hey, I'm flagging you for this reason. And that's almost like a feedback cycle for the project itself. You're like, oh, we're getting flagged for this reason. Maybe this is a signal that we need to, improve our process. And then you can kind of like, do something better on our end. And I think it also like maybe keeps the dialogue more respectful because of your, you know, your ETH address or your whatever address is on chain there. So you have to be thoughtful. But I think it's also, it's a double-edged sword, you know, because it's like if it's anonymous, um, you know, maybe it's not as helpful for the project. Like if they're getting a bunch of flags, they don't know who it's from, maybe they don't know why. So I think having your address there maybe makes people hesitate to flag, but I think encourages more thoughtful behavior.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Hmm.
All right. Very cool. Okay, so okay, one thing that I wanted to ask you: any future plans that you want to share for additional feature build out, or things that you might want to add that could be valuable?
Yeah, so a couple things that we're working on. Obviously, the big thing is external integrations. So, I mean, finding projects or protocols that are interested in devouch and helping them integrate it. The second thing is we're building a smart contract that should enable some new features such as delegated attestations and allowing you to issue multiple attestations with a single transaction. So, you know, if you look here, for example, you know, I'm part of, or not this one, it was the other one that was on the, so yeah, if you look here, like I'm part of 4 different groups here in the app, and maybe I want to issue an attestation as all of those groups instead of just one, you know? So you'd be able to issue 4 separate attestations for all of the 4 different groups that I belong into. Or say I wanted to have a cart of vouchers or flags that I wanted to issue, I could add multiple projects into my cart and then issue attestations all at once instead of having to do them one by one. So we're working on that. Are also like to be transparent, we're looking towards building a business model around this. So there like could be very small fees associated with, you know, using the service. So vouching, flagging might have like a very, very small fee, and then that would allow us to create sustainable revenue for the project as well.
Makes sense. Very cool. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for presenting. And one more time, if projects want to reach out and integrate or work with you, where can they go?
Best place is to DM me on Twitter. I think you guys got the link there. DMs are open. Just come and drop me a message. Otherwise, if you already hang out in the Giveth Discord, we're there as well. That's currently where we're taking a lot of the support requests. So either through DM me on Twitter or jump into the Giveth Discord, ask us some questions there. Obviously, go to the Devouch website, devouch.xyz, play around with it. Again, I'm the product manager. I'm always looking for feedback. So just, you know, let me know what you think, how we can improve the platform, and if you're interested in integrating us, again, let me know as well.
All right, awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for joining and excellent demo.
Thanks.
All right, so next we have delegate match. Let me bring up the whole fam here. All right, what's up, guys? Do I have everybody?
Hey everybody, how's it going? We are Delegate Match. Our mission is to foster token delegation for governance by matching token holders to like-minded delegates. I'd like to first introduce our team. My name is Suede. I'm a designer and project manager. Sayonara is here on the call. Sayonara is a full stack developer. Katabe is our partnerships lead. And I want to give quick props to Raid Guild for seeding our project. Raid Guild is a Web3 service DAO that provides consultations, design sprints, full stack development, and marketing. And just to check in, can you see my screen share okay?
Perfect.
Okay, great. So let's go to the website to start this demo. Introducing Delegate Match. We're a revolutionary governance tool that's in a Farcaster frame designed to empower OP token holders in the Optimism ecosystem. And of course, this project could be taken to other ecosystems, but currently we're branded for Optimism. Our mission is to bridge the gap between token holders and their delegates, ensuring that voter power is aligned and shared with shared values and a collective vision for the network. Through a simple survey, OP holders can share their priorities and preferences across the range of governance-related topics. And then the algorithm then matches these responses with the values of select OP delegates. So let's get started. When I click this button, it'll take us over to Warpcast to a post on our Delegate Match site. And here's a frame. Delegate Match is a token of the future of token delegation. If I go through this education track, there are 4 screens that say things like delegation on the Optimism blockchain allows you to assign your voting power to a trusted delegate without transferring your tokens. So 4 lessons. If I click on the Find Matches, I go through a 11-question survey, each with 3 answers. So question 1.
Sweet. Maybe, do you think that you can zoom in? I think that maybe the screen is a little bit small. If you can zoom into the frame. If not, it's okay. But if you can, I think it will be clearer. There you go. There you go. Much better. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have an 11-question survey, each question with 3 answers. So the first question, what excites you most about Optimism? Well, I like the vision of the Optimism Superchain, so I'll click Vision. Question number 2, which is the most crucial differentiator of Optimism? I like retro funding. So I'm not going to go through the whole 11 questions, but when you get to the end, it'll show you your top 3 delegates here in the frame. And then there's a button that says, show all my matches. And then that will take the person back to the website to this results page. And it says, congratulations, based on your responses, we've identified your delegates. Here's how to read your results. And here are your next steps. View the delegate, delegate your OP, share your results on social media, and mint our originals NFT. Right now, we have a special promotion. Anybody using our frame and minting this originals NFT on Zora, here's the button that goes to that. And this is what the NFT looks like. It's a free mint. There will be most likely some kind of rewards down the road. So use the frame today and mint that original NFT. Back to here, here's this is the person's top delegate, Butterbum, Oguri, Opti Michael. So if I think, oh, well, I like Michael, I know of him, so I'm going to delegate to him. I click on that button, it takes me directly to the Optimism Agora website where I can delegate right here. It'll ask me to connect my MetaMask. So anyway, and then verify a transaction, and that allows, and then any OP in that wallet will be delegated to Michael.
Good choice, by the way. Can recommend.
So that's my demo of the app, and now I'd like to pass it on to Sayonara, who's going to talk for a minute about the tech.
Thank you, Swed. It's been a while. We are working on this, and from the tech side, we are excited to build on Superchain. Our whole stack is mostly on-chain, and we aim to be fully on-chain with our MVP2. And how we have done this, for our initial proof of concept, we selected 24 delegates based on their activity on Optimism discourse forum. And then we took their delegate statements and passed those statements to answer our survey, the same one that we are asking the frame users to answer. And we asked ChatGPT to answer them on their behalf and give proper reasoning why it thinks so. And then we parsed all those answers and kept in a JSON file for now. We hope to put that on chain as well as more delegates sign up to answer those questions by themselves. For us, yeah, and how the frame works, we are using Ethereum attestation service underneath. As you answer the frames, when you reach the the questions, as you reach the last question, we issue you attestations based on your responses, and it is logged on chain, and it's completely verifiable, and so that you are sure that we are not making anything up. And we redirect you to a page. So the frame will show you only 3 top delegates, because we can only show that much beautifully there. But you reach your custom matching page. There you can see all the delegates in a ranked order. You can see there like how much is the match. Like you can see right there, 72.73% match with the delegate, and then so on. And you can see the list. You can view each one's profile by clicking on view delegate. It's up to you who you want to delegate to. We just try to match you based on what delegates have put out there, and the responses you answered, and you always have choices which delegate you want to go with. Yeah, that's it from tech side. If there are any questions, I can answer more.
Yeah, I have a question. So, if you're a delegate and you want to get indexed, how do you go about doing that?
Maybe I can answer that, and at the same time talk a little bit about what do we think for future features. So right now we don't have a process for incorporating new delegates, but we want to have that for V2. Right now we only have 24 delegates that we are actually going to post in our forum post. What was the methodology to choose them? But they are the top forum engagers. There are another batch that are coming from the top like filters in actually I know Curia Lab will talk later, but we use the governance dashboard to filter like who has voted 100% in the last votes and have been in over 40 votes, and there were some filters like that, and we took another 14 people from there, I think, and then some top delegates. But in the future, we want to have, so one of the things that we want is get more answers from delegates, and we want to support underrepresented. We want to support underrepresented delegates. We want them all to be there. The reason why we're not doing it right now is because we're going to change the questions, and we don't want to have two call to actions for delegates like, hey, can you answer this? And then for the next iteration is like, hey, by the way, we changed some questions, so can you answer this again? Because even some delegates have not updated their delegate statement from the very beginning. So that's one of the features that we want for the future, to include more delegates and have them be included in a permissionless way. We want to improve the questions. That's very important for us. We want to give more ways to on-chain voting. One thing is what you say that you do, what you preach, and another thing is what you actually do. So we want to have to not only say, okay, so this is how delegates answer, like, because people can let's say we always have to be kind of like in this mindset of what could go wrong, and some people might be lying, right? They can just say the popular things, but not necessarily what they really do. And so on-chain data, I think, is going to be extremely important for that. We want to advocate for comparable data of optimism delegates, and this is outside of our control, right? But we do want to work with optimism and say, hey, like, the delegate statement is great, but maybe we need more information for delegates, especially if you're considering that more people will come into optimism that maybe don't know the people that are right now, and they need to get to start to know some people by having more information. And I think the delegate statement is a little bit limited in that sense. So we will advocate for having more information that is more updated, that is more comparable, and that is standardized. Um, what else? We also want to build an app. The Farcaster frame. I think that the great advantage of having it as a Farcaster frame is that it makes it as easy as possible. And it's a great distribution channel, right? You just find it on Farcaster. You go through it. You spend less than 5 minutes in it, and then you have a delegate that matches your views and perspectives, and it's so easy. But it's also very limiting, right? We wanted to have 4 options, but we couldn't because there were some like character limits. We wanted to have questions that had more information or granularity, but we also couldn't because there was a character limit. We wanted to have other things that just tech things that we just couldn't add there. So in the DApp, we want to have a DApp. If people wants to have more granularity when choosing their delegate, they can. Um, and then some other things, as I said, we're building in public. If you look in the forum post for like Farcaster frame governance or something like that, you're going to find our post. And we're taking some recommendations from people there. One of them is we are going to try to find Farcaster addresses that have OP and tag them to encourage them to delegate. We want to run surveys asking people how happy are they with the product once that they do it, how and then how happy are they after the voting season. They feel that their delegate was really as good as we say that it was. And then the last one was given by Jesse just before this call of having more data points from people that delegated that receive retro funding maybe, uh, or that are in a career track in optimism, maybe kind of like this vouching, talking about vouching from people that are working in optimism can be also important for people looking for a delegate. So all those things are kind of like in the roadmap.
Very cool. I like it. Yeah. I love that you guys have it within a Farcaster frame because I think it removes a level of friction for users trying to delegate. And so it's like, it's not just like you post and it's like, go to this website and answer all these questions and then find your match. You have it right in the Farcaster frame where they can answer those questions. I'm curious if you have any plans in the future, and you might have mentioned this, but to also be able to select the delegate and then actually delegate from the frame.
Oh, that's really good. We actually didn't mention it, but yeah, it's definitely in our scope. The less clicks, the better.
Totally agree. Sayonara, did you want to add something about the matching algo as well? We have some time. You can go through that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to mention about the algorithm as we are building in public. We are a small team. We wanted to get something out there and start small and have more feedback. Our matching algorithm is not super complex right now, but we aim to use more and more quantitative data that is from past actions than statements. Yeah. So how we are matching right now is, like I mentioned, we get the AI to answer the same survey for the delegates, and then we take responses from the frame users, people who want to delegate their tokens, take their responses and match against each delegate for if they are getting the same, if they have responded similarly. So for each question, each response that is same, the delegate get 1 point, and then we sum it up, how many answers were exactly matched, and then we obviously we do it for each delegate that are in our database that we selected, and we rank them based on the number of responses that matched and and the number of questions that were there, which is 11. At the so it's simple, but we as we have mentioned, like we want to break out of the frame. We want to build a full dApp that allows more like rating delegates, responding based, reviewing delegates, and like everything that is on chain and verifiable. So we want to go that route. That's it about the matching.
Very cool. Thank you for going through that. And Delegate Match, also thank you all of you guys for hopping on. Good demo, very well explained. Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thanks for the space, JC. Thanks,
Of
guys.
course.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right. So next we have Jake presenting an on-chain portfolio. If I'm not mistaken, how's it going, Jake?
Going pretty well. How about you, Jesse?
I can't complain. I'm living the dream. Living the dream. You are just building like crazy by the way. We couldn't even fit all your projects into demo day.
I know.
But we'll cover you the next week. One project at a time.
Absolutely. Well, I think they both actually tie into each other. The other project, so it works out.
All right, I yield the floor. Go ahead.
Hi, so I'm Jacob Homanix, just a Web3 developer building out some cool dApps, apps, whatever you want to call them. So this week, I'm building out this software as a service platform for on-chain portfolios. So essentially, I'm trying to tackle a few problems with this project. The first being we need to board more Web2 users onto on-chain technologies. And so how do we do that? One, we build them a software as a service that is useful to them. And two, we kind of abstract away a lot of Web3 jargon and most of the Web3 stuff. For the most part, they shouldn't really need to know like what their contract address is and blah, blah, blah. So this project aims to alleviate some of those pains. So what we're seeing here is the basic landing page for a user where essentially you have at the base, you have the URL, and then you have the network that the portfolio lives on. And then you have either the contract address or you can use an ENS name and it will take you to the same page. You can use them interchangeably. So if you're dealing with a Web3 environment, you could use a contract address if you would like. However, if you're a more Web2 traditional user, maybe an ENS name or maybe somewhere down the line, an actual username could be a possibility. And they all redirect to the same user. So once you're on your network, of course, we're on Optimism. I know it says Sepolia, but we're on Optimism right now, Optimism Demo Day. So of course, Optimism is for sure supported. Along with virtually any blockchain on the Superchain as well. And that's kind of the cool thing here is it doesn't really matter what network as long as the payment provider, aka me, the developer of the product, supports it, then you're able to deploy your portfolio onto that supported blockchain. But so let's go ahead and we see the activate button. So it's a software as a service. So to I think it was Devouch, they said that they were looking at ways to build out a business model because traditionally speaking, if you have a Web3 product, and you don't have a token, you don't have NFTs, it's really hard to make money. So I thought, why not try to bring in some Web 2 fundamentals into the ecosystem, right? Just build a simple software as a service. My cat is screaming right now. I apologize. Build a simple software as a service using blockchain technologies. So essentially, the blockchain just exists as a simple database that makes things interoperable, open, decentralized, and permissionless, all the fun stuff. So what we have here, we have the activate button. It costs 0.01 Ether to activate the service for the user. I am the user, so I can simply do that for myself. However, if you're a business or organization and you want to build out a list of portfolios for your company, you are able to activate this on behalf of other users to save them the costs and the gas fees, etc. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. And I'm pretty sure I'm good on time, but I didn't take note, Jesse, so feel free to...
You're good. You still have another 10 minutes.
Okay, great. So I went ahead and activated, let's just wait for the transaction real quick.
I believe your cat said that she wanted some catnip.
It's the only
I'm
thing
not
I did
mistaken.
It's the only thing I did not provide her during this meeting.
So spoiled.
So it should update here if we give it a second. Hopefully. Let's give it a simple refresh. Okay.
I always love the live demos. You never know what's going to happen. And you're everybody who does a live demo is very, very brave. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and switch to the Foundry chain really quick. The cool thing is this project is completely open source. If you go to my GitHub, github.com/hopmanix, you would be able to take a look at the code, add to it, remove from it, contribute in whichever way you would like. And while I'm on this real quick, I'll speak on it. Also, there is a plan for, the software as a service is my front end that I provide. So I'm pulling kind of a Uniswap strategy here where, if you're interacting with the smart contracts directly, it doesn't really cost money, but somebody's providing the front end, making it easy to customize the data and interact with it. So that's where the fee comes from, supporting the web server and supporting food in my belly, stuff like that. So there is the possibility of kind of a Farcaster, how Farcaster does things, right? If you want to use Warpcast, you can use Warpcast. If you want to use, I don't know what other ones there are. I just know there are other ones. But if you want to use different alternatives to access the same data, it's completely up to you. So the idea here is while my website, my version of this would be like onchainportfolio.com/foundry, et cetera, somebody else's might be like razor.onchainportfolio.com. And maybe it has like, just going with the Razor brand for some reason, probably because I have it right next to me, but a more greenish black tint to the website, and maybe a direct Razor integration, possibly. Stuff like that. And again, it's all open source. I guess we can call it an open protocol. So, okay. What we are looking at here is the user's main portfolio page. So right now it's pulling directly from the protocol's smart contracts, which mimics that mostly of ENS at the moment. Right now you just have a simple name, description, and image. And you can edit that by going here. However, and I'm going to update this really quick. Hopefully you all are still with me and not completely lost. Great. We are brave souls, aren't we? Okay. Let's try using ENS and seeing what happens. Okay, so transaction completed successfully. It simply changed the toggle on the blockchain to use ENS. Now let's see if it actually updates. No. Okay. So what should happen here is when you click use ENS, your profile would update with your actual ENS data, right? So to keep true with Web3 philosophies and protocols and just the ecosystem in general, right? Why would you need to create a smart contract that has a name, description, and an image every time when you can just use the ENS domains or base names or what have you? So that kind of brings it into the whole bigger ideology of most of it is if you are Web3 native, maybe there's talent protocol, the ability to bring in the talent protocol and bring data onto your portfolio with that, or maybe even a direct forecaster integration or a Twitter integration or a GitHub integration that shows your stars, etc. So it's kind of like a very advanced resume that's web native that supports both Web 2 and Web 3 builders. As you can tell, it's still very, very early in the prototyping phases. However, I do think it brings together a lot of really neat ideas to move, one, the Web3 ecosystem further, but also just the web itself further. So I believe, I don't know how much time I have left, but I believe that's enough for the presentation.
You're right on time. So actually, I'm curious, what is your other related project?
That's what we're seeing right here, actually. This is a more centralized and less modular version of what you just saw, built specifically for me. So the final thing would look something very similar to this. You've got your ENS profile, you've got the links on your ENS profile, you've got your organizations. Again, this data all lives on chain. You got your organizations, then you've got your projects or your work experience. And yeah, so this would be mostly the finished product.
Very cool, very cool. I'm assuming we'll see this in 2 weeks at the next demo day.
Yes.
A little sneak preview. All right, very cool, Jacob. Thank you for hopping on. Very good demo.
Thank you for the time.
Of course. All right. So up next we have OP Passport. How's it going?
Hi guys. Great. How's it going?
It is wonderful. I will yield the stage to you. Take it away.
Sure. Guys, I'm Varric from QLab, and today I'm doing a demo on OP Passport. Let's get straight into it. Maybe I just start introducing OP Passport and what it aims to solve. Actually, let me share my screen. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes. So so OP Passport is a tool designed to provide users with an on-chain identity to track their governance participation within the Optimism Collective. And sometimes it can be challenging for participants to actually showcase their contribution, voting histories, and also achievements in a verifiable and transparent way. So the OP passport solved this by acting as a digital identity, like securing, your governance activities and such as like voting power, delegation history in one place. So it help you demonstrate your active involvement within governance and making it easier for the community to recognize valuable contributors while increasing transparency within the governance process. So yeah, let's dive into how the OP passport actually works. So this is you go to the website and you will see launch, and you have to connect your wallet. And when you collect your wallet, you will see whether if you are eligible to create OP passport. This depends if you actually have a role within the governance in OPA collective. You have to be either delegates, or badge holder at the moment. So and yeah, here when you create, you will be able to earn stamps, issue a cessation, and also receive endorsements from the community. So let's take a quick look what's like to create the passport. So now that you connected the wallet, you will be able to see like what role your address belongs to, and this will hold details about whether you are delegates, delegators, or badge holders. So here, this is a demo mockup. I'll show you the live website after this. So if you click continue, you see how your passport will actually look like. So you see you have like your ENS name, your wallet address, the role you play, whether as delegators, badge holders, and your voting power along with your delegation history. It's a simple, clean representation of your participation in the governance. And when you click next, you'll actually see, how like your previous seasons participation through your XP, which you have earned. So each season here is listed, and the role you participated in, with the details on how much XP you actually accumulated. So this XP is earned through consistent engagement throughout each seasons in the governance activities, uh, like the voting, providing rationale for your votes, and delegating to active delegates within the ecosystem. So the system tracks and rewards on your like impact across the multiple seasons with XP. And here, when you actually click in, it will let you create check in. By create your passport by checking in. So the OP passport itself is actually a smart wallet that will securely store your governance achievements. This digital passport enables users to create and manage their on-chain identity using the smart wallet. Pretty much acts as a record of your governance roles, contribution, accomplishments within the OP collective. So, and since we just launched right now, if you check our website, we are actually offering the first 100 users the opportunity to create their passport completely free of charge. At the moment, I think we got around like 25 free spot left because we've been launching this for around a month. And yeah, so I mean, if you want to get one for free, you better be fast, I guess. And yeah, once you check in your passport, you'll be easily created your smart wallet with your passport. And here what it will look like. And actually, let me show you what's the live version look like. So here, you can now like track your governance participation, each of the stats, your word roles. So this is our account for QA delegates. So we can see which row we want to see, how many XP we got from that row, how many voting powers and how many delegators voting turnout we have, etc., etc. So pretty much this will, showcase your if you're an active member of the OP collective. And here are some of the current achievements within season 5 that we came up with, and we are eventually exploring more, metrics or like behavior we wanted to reward them with XPs to increase those kind of preferred behaviors within the collective. You can check, how it's how we calculate each. Let us know if what you think about these metrics. If you have feedback, what we should include or what we should change. We really appreciate that. And here you can actually check the leaderboards and also like seasonal rank, how many people right now actually created the passport itself. As you can see right now, rank 1, we got OP Michael. He's been, I guess, farming a lot of XP, through contributions since very early seasons, etc. And yeah, that's pretty much the overview of it. The other features that we have for this passport, as well as the endorsement features. So here, if you want to, for example, I want to endorse someone, this tool allows you to recognize other governance participants using the Ethereum attestation service to create a verifiable attestation on the blockchain. So you can choose to, for example, I click at my passport, I can go to him, and then I go to endorsement. Here, you can choose whether you want to endorse public or anonymously, depending on your preference. For public endorsement, which you show that you actually let's see. Let me put in good, awesome delegate, cool Michael. You can put like something, a message for him, and you can endorse, select your role or which role you're from, and whether you want to hide your identity or not. This is like an anonymous attestation, and you put your passwords here. So you, on this anonymous endorsement, it will allow you to hide your identity of which address you are actually using. We are actually using the zero knowledge proof. So this will allow you to give feedbacks or show support without revealing who you are, which can encourage, honest feedback and while, preserving your privacy. But as well, you can also claim that whether what role you have within that you're endorsing from. For example, I'm a delegate. I want to tell them that I'm a delegate or their delegator, but not telling who I actually are. You can do that as well. So yeah, so pretty much let me try. So this, and you can input your password. These passwords were used for you to revoke. So if you ever want to issue anonymous attestation, or you want to be able to revoke it in the future, you might want to put something that you can remember. So here, put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Review. So here I endorse him, and let me confirm the transaction. I think I did not connect it well, so let me try to connect it again. Yes, sorry about that. Yes, so let me go to Michael. endorsement. Okay. Awesome delegate. Cool. Yes, so here I got the transactions on my phone, and here so we are generating the CK proof, and for a moment.
I'm curious so far how many delegates, delegators, badge holders have signed up for the OP Passport so far.
I think it's around 80 people at the moment. So yeah, there was a free of charge. So we only have like 20 more left. So yeah, but I'm not sure. Like at this moment, I'm not sure if any one of you who's watching right now try created it yet. But yeah.
Have you received any early feedback yet from users?
Yes, some, and we're actually looking for more. So let me know if you guys have like feedbacks or anything. Let me know. So yeah, I think I'm not sure if my section actually went through, but yes. So here, this is what I test. This is an on-chain attestation, and here you can see it here. And you can quick revoke, so you can just put the password if you want to revoke your attestation with the same one. So that's pretty much the features. So this give you a secure and flexible ways to recognize other people's contribution. Whether where you prefer it to keep it private or keep it open or keep your support private. And yeah, that's pretty much conclude my demo for the OP Passport. And with this, you now have like a user-friendly tools to actually showcase your governance participation activities, establish your on-chain identity, and like contribute meaningfully to the OP collective. So yeah, I want to thank you all for taking your time and like joining the call today. And I hope this demo highlight how this can help enhance your participation in OP Collective. And if you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to reach out, or feedbacks, anything at all. Feel free to reach out to me or the crew team. Thank you.
Very cool. And what is the OP Passport website that they can go to sign up for one?
Yes, it is oppassport.xyz.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So there's 20 or so left for free. So hurry up and get on that. All right. Yeah, thank you so much for presenting. And also thank you to all of our other presenters coming to Demo Day. We do this every 2 weeks. If you're a project interested in demoing, you can hop into the Optimism Discord and go to the Demo Day channel where you can sign up. All right, everybody. Thank you so much and have a good rest of your week.
Thank you, guys. Bye.